Good morning and welcome. Patriot Radio News Hour. I'm Joe Jaquint, CEO of the Patriot Trading Group, and our toll-free number, 800-951-0592. The website at allamericangold.com. And welcome to Tuesday. We got all kinds of craziness going on in the world today. Just here in Phoenix, yesterday, gas prices all throughout the valley up 35 to 50 cents a gallon. $4.39 at my house, $4.29 here at the office, and I got bad news for you. It's going up again. Yesterday, I told you before the end of the week, gold was going to be at new all-time highs. I guess I lied. It's done it today. Right now, gold's up $65. It's been up almost $80 today, but right now, 2,061. Silver, huge action in the silver market. A big disparity between London and New York. I got a direct feed to New York. Right now, silver's $27. It's incredible. Up $1.30. Here's the thing. So silver's actually been up like $1.60 at the high right now, and I think it's going to go a lot higher than that. And I don't know if it's just Kitco's got a bad tick, but we've been noticing a separation of price in silver with London and New York. Why do I get a feeling there's a margin call coming for somebody in London, and they're just trying to hold out hope? But we'll talk margin calls. We got record high prices all across the board. We're also going to have my son, Joey's going to join us for about a half hour. If you want to be out of Wall Street, but yet you want to be able to grow your money, he's going to tell you how to do it. But before we do all that, Jason, good morning. It's already been an absolutely crazy morning here at Patriot.
Yeah, we've been talking about this stuff for a long time, and it's going to have these phases where, there's emergencies and there's inflation and there's craziness going on, and then gold just, at some point, it just goes. Silver will just go. You know, I guess we should have figured if nickel was going to go up 82% in a day, that gold might be coming in behind it, Joe.
Yeah, and the problem with the 82%, it went up another 100%. Nickel hit $100,000 a metric ton today. They just shut it off. They shut it off in London. Margin calls were happening. Remember, all of these trades are really scary. Right now, they're talking about $41 billion in Russian derivatives. What banks are going to be on the hook for that, as all of the rhetoric heating up, and of course Wall Street yesterday, the Dow closed in correction territory, the Nasdaq closed in bear market territory, and I just got a horrible feeling we've got a long way to go. Jason has been talking about different periods of time where you've seen Wall Street go 15, 20, 25 years with no movement, and I got a feeling we're in one of those cycles again here. I think we're in for a big correction, and then I think we're going to spend a lot of years with not a lot of gains coming out of Wall Street, Jason.
If it does come back, let's say even this year, it'll be because inflation's roaring, because the 1968 when the markets went down and then just stayed down until 1993. Of course, that was spiked by inflation at the front end, wasn't it, Joe? So, yeah, we could look at 20. It could be 20 years. Yeah, it could happen.
It could be a 20-year cycle, but that's why we brought Joey on today. He's believe it or not, he's actually on vacation, but he called me up on Sunday and said, Dad, my phone hasn't stopped ringing. And I said, well, we got to get you on the air because he's got some great products that aren't involved in Wall Street. You don't have to sit there and worry about, like today, oil's $127, $128. You don't have to worry about it and be able to double and triple your money over time. Joey, I know you're on vacation, but thanks for taking the time and just sharing with all of our listeners. Hey, there are some things out there you can do outside of Wall Street and really get some great returns.
Yeah, right. And as we know, the market's been crazy these past couple months. A lot of people have been calling me asking about it. We do have this permanent life insurance. I know when I say the word insurance, a lot of people freak out and they think, oh, I'm just going to pay my money and get nothing back in return. But what we can do is do a permanent life insurance policy that builds up a cash value, and it's not tied to the market at all. So you won't be, staying up at night worrying to see if your stocks are going up and down. Your money's guaranteed to go up. It can't go down. You won't lose it. It's kind of like buying equity on a house, like a mortgage. It just keeps going up in price. So it's very safe, very efficient. I mean, in terms of safe money, this is as safe as it gets. There's no risk to it.
Yeah, and for all of you out there, and I told Joey he could share with you what we've done. This is exactly what I've done. Exactly this. Especially if you got a 10, 15-year time horizon, and I'll just full disclosure with you guys, I'm going to almost triple my money in the next 15 years, and I'll take that every day of the week and not have to deal with all the craziness of Wall Street. But then again, Joey, we got some guys that like this, and this is the time too, right? If you want to be one of those guys, they can team up with you, and you guys can be adjusting portfolios and doing all that stuff as well.
Yeah, exactly. When the market's bad, that's when you got to buy in. Never want to buy when it's high. You want to buy when it's low. But yeah, I'd love to sit down and talk with other people about it if they're interested in it. We can kind of go over how we invest your money in a portfolio, and we'll just adjust it every quarter and make sure we're rocking and rolling.
Yeah, and that's not for me, and that's not something I like to do, but I know some of our listeners do. I'm going to take the easy money. Plus, I got a funny feeling the next 10, 15 years, I don't see Wall Street doubling and tripling, so it's a great way to go. We'll be right back. Patriot Radio News Hour. Don't touch that dial. Eight 800-951-0592, Patriot Radio News Hour. Gold is at a all-time record high this morning. Right now, it's up $67, 2,063. That would match the all-time record high close. It's actually surpassed the intraday all-time high, which was 2075. Got to 2079. Silver's having a huge day, and I've got an itchy silver finger because of this disparity with London. It just kind of makes me think there's going to be a major short covering, having a major shorter having to go long soon in this silver market, as the world seemingly cannot catch a break. The Biden administration is expected to announce this morning that they are going to block shipments of all Russian oil, gas, natural gas, coal. Royal Dutch Shell has announced, remember, they bought some Russian oil, had to apologize, have now said that's it, we're not going to buy any Russian oil, we're going to close all our service stations in Russia. Oil prices spiking again today. Unleaded gas futures are now approaching $4, and the market continuing to suffer through this. And that's why we brought Joey on today, because he does have some great things, and it's kind of funny because you're right. You don't think about insurance being able to make you money.
No one does, and everyone usually thinks it's insurance. You put your money in it, and if you don't use it, the money's just gone. That is, if you get term, but with our product, we have the best cash value build up out of anyone in the country. Like you said, in 15 years, you're going to 3 times your money, and that's all with zero risk. You really can't find that anywhere else. You go in the market, there's a ton of risk. Here, if you don't like risk, it's safe money, guaranteed to go up, and it's backed by Northwestern Mutual's portfolio, which is, AAA graded. And we're also not allowed to invest in very risky things because we are a regulated market, being an insurance company. So we're not like banks like J.P. Morgan where we're just throwing money around hoping it sticks to the wall. So
right, your company's not going to be
awesome.
Yeah, your company's not going to be on the wrong side of these trades, right? So somebody, we talked about somebody was on the wrong side of the coal trade, found out it was Peabody. They had to get an emergency loan from Goldman Sachs at 10% just to make a margin call. Chinese billionaire, he got caught on the nickel trades. And of course, these banks, they're going to be on the hook for all the Russian defaults. Right now, they're saying the dark pool money in Russia alone is at least $47 billion, and what banks are holding the hook here. So this is a really safe way to go about things. Joey, give out your number. How do people get a hold of you?
Yeah, you can reach me at my cell phone, 602-909-9048. Again, it's 602-909-9048.
And you can call Colorado or you can call Patriot.
As soon as possible.
Yeah, well, and you can call here at Patriot or up there, Jason. We've got Joey's number. If you want to get a hold of him and talk about how you can, double and triple your money and not have to worry about Wall Street, not have to deal with this, not stay up late at night, he can absolutely help you out. Joey, listen, I know you're on vacation. I know you're hanging out with your buddies. We appreciate you spending a few minutes with us this morning. Enjoy your time. And by the way, I'll see you in a couple months as you're graduating May 7th. So congrats.
Yep, thank you. I appreciate it. I love coming on the show and love talking about it and just getting to know some more people.
There you go. All right, Joey. Thanks a lot. Gold's now up $71, 2,067. Silver's up almost $1.50 now, $27.15. Really, really quickly. Today, I've got two more cases. I had 2 cases of silver yesterday. I've got 2 more cases. These, I won't even have them until the end of next week. But if you want to get in on silver right now, there's U.S. Silver Eagles. They're $785 a roll. And here's what's intriguing to me. New York right now, silver's $27.15. In London, silver's only $26.58. So there's a big discrepancy here. And Jason, most of the big silver shorters are in that London market. And I'm wondering if they're getting ready to get caught here. And could we see, I don't want to say this is going to be a nickel situation where silver's going to go up 82% in a day. It could. I mean, it absolutely could. But could we see a situation where one of these major silver shortages is going to get caught here on margin calls and have to go the other way, and all of a sudden we wake up and silver's up $3, $5, $8, $10?
Can you hear me? There we go.
Yep.
My mic was off. Yeah, we can see silver over $30 very quickly, $35 very quickly. It can move very, very suddenly. And with the gold numbers, while you were talking to Joey, I was just watching. I've been watching like a gold guy does. On the Market Watch, I was watching on Market Watch. I got it, in the way I was seeing it. And Joe, there's so many numbers out there. If you're listening out there, there's different ways of looking at the spot price. So where I was looking at it, Joe, when it got to the record highs a little bit ago, it got up to $75, 77, 75, 76. And it looks like this looks very healthy, that things are going to continue to skyrocket. I'm thinking a lot of selling calls was put in for record high. And what I was watching, Joe, it dropped $20 down to 55, from 75 down to 55. And now it's just bounced right back to 66, 67, going to 68. Yeah. I think all of these sell at the all-time high is cleared out in just basically an hour, Joe. So
so Market Watch, if you want to, Market Watch is about 5 minutes behind me.
Right.
Because I'm hooked up right to New York right now. We're up 71. Market Watch will be there in a few more minutes. But the all-time high closed 2,063. The all-time intraday high is now today 2,078.80. Gold's up, or oil's up over 7.5. It's been up $8-9 as the Biden administration is going to offset with more oil restrictions on Russia. Unleaded gas futures up another 18. We'll round up here, 19 cents. $3.77, and that's wholesale. That really puts gasoline more like $5, really close to $5. So when we're sitting here and you're looking at the price of your gas right now this morning, we probably got another 50 or 60 cents to go just to catch up to the market, and that's assuming oil doesn't even go higher from here, Jason.
Right, and on top of all of that, I saw the news that Joe Biden will do an executive order this week to regulate cryptocurrencies. So I'm sure that's not going to be...
cryptos. The true crypto color is showing itself. It's nothing more than a puppet of the central bank. I felt this all along. They're going to regulate this thing to death. And eventually, like when Fed coin and all this other stuff comes out, I don't really see a place for it. But who knows? They may be able to salvage something out of it. I still, again, this is just my opinion. I have no evidence. I have no facts. This is pure speculation.
Joe, there is one thing.
I think this was created by the central banks anyway, just to work out all the kinks.
And then one of the ways that people use cryptocurrencies, they use a stop like Coinbase, and Coinbase just shut off a whole bunch of Russians today. Yeah, you're done. You can't. You look suspicious. No Bitcoin for you. Now I know you can do it independently. You can do it independently of Coinbase. I understand this, but look at how quickly you can lose control of your cryptocurrency, Joe.
But I thought you were anonymous.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess you really weren't, were you?
Nope.
Right. They know exactly who everybody is. But nonetheless, right now the Dow is down 125 points, and again they're trying to save it here. It's something where I would not be surprised either way. It's early in the day, but this sell-off could absolutely pick up momentum as the Biden administration is going to go out on its own here, banning more Russian oil. And again, this thing just gets crazier and crazier to me. And all this green energy nonsense. I mean, even now to list on the stock market, they you got a bunch of green energy requirements, and it's just another a bunch of billionaires, in my opinion, just raking on all the money and lobbied their buddies in Washington D.C. about all of this stuff. And Jason, it's really starting to show Americans at the pump are really going to start paying the price.
Yeah, but most Americans are just going to blame Russia, aren't they, Joe? It's all Russia. Yeah, and we had 2 years of coronavirus. That didn't help the markets. We had supply chain issues and shutdowns, and yeah, it's not the banks, Joe. It's not the guys that actually make the decisions. It's Russia and it's COVID, and that's why things are just, man, when are we going to catch a break, Joe? Well, we catch a break when you stop thieves from stealing from you. That's why you buy gold, right, Joe?
Yeah, absolutely right. And China's President Xi was out and talking to the West, and China said that they are determined to keep the relationship free from interference or discord sown by third parties. Of course, talking about the relationship with the Russians. And China's president urged maximum restraint in talking to the president of France, the chancellor of Germany, and said that they're pained to see the flames of war reignited in Europe, but once again pledged its support for the Russians. So I think if they were looking on China to help with Russia, Jason, doesn't look like that's going to happen. And I wonder, is this going to escalate? Are we going to see an escalation here? Remember last week, which really got gold started to really start moving, was when the State Department started issuing threats to China.
Right. I mean, so where do you think China ends up a week or a month from now, Joe? Where do you think they'll what direction do you think they'll go?
You know what? Too early to tell right now. And I know, are they going to fall in line with the West? I don't think so. But I think they're going to do maybe not go as far as Russia wants them to and try to find something middle ground where they can say, nope, we're still friends with Russia, but we didn't totally go against the Western bankers. Now that will remain to be seen. The president is talking right now, said Russian oil will not be accepted at any U.S. port. And he said that he's working with Europe to reduce their dependence on Russian energy. Well, then listen, where are you talking about drilling? Where is this?
I think Iran and Venezuela brought him some good news. I think that's what happened, Joe. And then China's going to fall in line. I think China's going to fall in line. I think China's going to be quietly supporting the sanctions. That's what's going to end up happening, Joe. They're going to make Russia the scapegoat for any bad thing that happens from here on out in 2022.
Yeah, we'll have to watch how it plays out. U.S. Silver Eagles, like I said, got 2 cases, and I won't even have them till the end of next week. They're $7.85 a roll. U.S. $20 gold pieces, and I can promise you this, and Jason will confirm this. I am underpriced at $2,350. That was a price about $50 in gold to go this morning. So pick them up while you can. We're at halftime here. We'll be right back after the break. 800-951-0592. Gold's up $73, 2,069. Silver's up $1.53, 27.25. Goldman Sachs has just raised its gold forecast, and by a lot. They expect gold to be $2,300 in the next 90 days. They actually put out an alert last night saying gold price in the near future was going to be at a new all-time high. Well, the near future was today, saying in the next 90 days, 2,300. They're calling this the largest energy shock in the world, raising their new oil price to $135 a barrel. And again, I don't know that it stops there. But at $135 a barrel, that'll put gas over $5 a gallon. We get to $150, we're probably talking $6. This thing continues to escalate here. J.P. Morgan releasing a note this morning saying their clients are under extreme stress, saying that market losses have been heavy, putting pressure on their clients. They're saying that their market revenue was down 10% this quarter as of Friday. And obviously things have gotten worse since then. They said that they will not offer any further guidance for the rest of the quarter, Jason, which that's not a good sign either.
That's correct, Joe. And 2,300 may not be a big enough number the way things are moving. And
well, I mean, listen, it's Goldman Sachs. Just so you know, their gold price was $1,950 before last night.
And congrats to all those guys that bought last week, right, Joe? Those guys that all bought gold, those specials we had last week, that seemed like $2,200 was this huge amount to be buying gold at. Congrats to those guys. Even the guys that bought yesterday, $2,270 for a $20 Liberty. I mean, it's
listen. I'm going to tell you right now, $2,350 is an absolute. It's a
bargain now.
Believe me, it's a bargain. I'm waiting on another price increase here. I've got a terrible feeling that we're probably going to be staring at $2,400 plus come tomorrow. But this is just what it is. The market is not going to let you in. The president now saying gas prices will rise further in America, and that's the cost for defending freedom.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, not a surprise, Joe, is it? Hey, you guys got to take it on the chin for the team. Yeah, what team you playing for, dude?
Yesterday, gas prices hit a new all-time record high. Today, gold prices hit a new all-time record high. And as the president said, they're going to go higher. And really not a lot of end in sight. European natural gas prices skyrocketing this morning as the Russians now are threatening to cut off the gas to Nord Stream 1. They haven't done. Listen, this cannot happen. This cannot happen. If Russia cuts off the gas, Dow's down 5,000 points. just is. I think gold would probably be up $200-300. Crude oil would be $200. Jason, I just don't understand all of this. We should be pressuring Ukraine to just give in here. Russia's got Crimea. Give them the two Providence. Agree to never go into NATO and the EU and end this nonsense. This is just getting crazy.
Well, Putin made that threat yesterday. He's like, I have a small list of demands. Once you do this, it'll end quickly. He said, otherwise the global economy will crash. That's what he said. That's what he said yesterday.
Well, he's right. This is exactly what we're seeing. I mean, we're watching this play out. And again, we got the president coming on TV. Gas prices are at all-time record highs, and he's cutting off oil and saying, guess what? They're going to go even higher, but that's the price we got to pay. But he doesn't even know. Listen, right now, as it is, gas is going to $5, and heaven forbid, I think it's going to go $6. We can even see $7.
You can see it higher than that, Joe. It could easily go higher than that. It's. I don't know if we can call it hyperinflation at this point, but hyperinflation is a very, it's a possibility when things like this happen. And so, wages may go up with it because hyperinflation, everything goes up, and it becomes, Joe, you could, I can talk to Joe, you could feel it that when it starts to move this quickly, you got to be careful how you buy it and when you buy it because you don't want to end up losing on one side or the other, right, Joe? So this is what spooks people. This is what spooks markets. You want things to move generally and gradually. You don't like these huge spikes like 82% in nickel because you don't know when you're supposed to buy it, when you're supposed to sell it. You don't want to be left holding the bag. It's musical chairs, Joe. You don't want to be the guy that doesn't have a chair, right?
Yeah, and that's really the problem. The problem is you didn't even know it was musical chairs.
Yes.
That's the problem. You didn't even know. And all of a sudden the music stopped and you're like, what? Right? And again, this whole thing has been pumped up on all of this fake money, all of this debt-laden money, and now all of a sudden, right at the time that they're saying they're going to cut off the spigot, here comes this war seemingly out of nowhere for no good reason at all, and now we are going to have the worst inflation the world has ever seen because of it. It's just pure madness. I mean, the Dow was down 800 points yesterday. It's now at the lows today, down a couple hundred more points, and picking up steam here. And crude oil's up $8, $127. And like I said, unleaded gas futures, $3.80. And gold here, up $72 at 2,068. And silver's up $1.50. And it just seems like from wheat to nickel to copper just pick the product. It just seems like all the commodities are skyrocketing out of control. I mean, think about it. In order to afford this, what do you got to pay people to be able to afford $5, $6, $7 gas?
Right. Right, Joe. And how about this? When you look at the debt clock, which is something we look at regularly, and people that don't understand gold and silver, they think it's kind of laughable when you see, dollars in circulation to gold is $20,969, $21,000. And you see silver, $363 per ounce of silver. People look at that, they laugh at it, but that's really where equilibrium is, Joe. That's actually, I'm not saying that's where it's going, in short term, but let's just go 10% of that, just move a zero over. Silver at 37, gold at 2,100. I mean, that's just at 10% of the gold to dollar ratio. So yeah, it's coming, Joe. It's we've been saying this is where gold goes. It follows the inflation, right, Joe?
That's right. $20 gold, $23.50. Rolls of silver equals $7.85. The price increase is in. I'm going to tell you what it is next. Patriot Radio News Hour. This is the milk story that we've talked so much about, right? Yeah. You buy the gallon of milk and it's $4. The guy, the store reorders it and it's $5. So he raises the price to $7. You buy it for $7. He goes to reorder it and it's $10. So he raises it to $12. He goes to reorder it. It's $15. I mean, this is what's happening here in the gold markets every single day. Right now, $20 gold, $23.50. And we got about a little over a case of Silver Eagles left at $7.85. Price tomorrow. Right now, you got gold sitting here at, let's just say $2,065, because that's what the price increase from the wholesalers. They listed spot when they send me the prices at $2,065. We'll be looking at $23.90 come tomorrow, Jason. So it's another $40. We talked yesterday. Hey, if gold didn't rally, right? We were looking at about $2,315. Gold rallied, and so now we're in this same predicament here. But it's not stopping here. And I know that, we're hoping for some kind of a pullback, but and we'll get one eventually, but I think the problem with the pullbacks, they're going to be really quick, and then it's going to be right back up again.
It pulled back today and then went right back up. I really think that there were some selling orders that once it hit that record high, Joe. When I saw when I was watching, like I said earlier, $75 is what it got up to. That's when it was in record territory. It went back $20 to $55, and now on what I'm looking at, $72. So it's
and it's done that the last several days in a row, where it would hit a new high, sell off. Remember the other day, hit a new high for the year, then sold off, actually went negative, and then came all the way back.
Yep. Yeah,
right, and we're seeing this price action. And to Jason's point, gold got to a new all-time high, fell about $25 from that, and then came right back. And so sometimes they have these sell-offs. It's just keeping everybody boxed in here. And unless we get some development of a major de-escalation in Ukraine, but at least what I'm reading today, it sure seems like things are about to get even worse before they're going to get better.
You can tell just by looking at the rhetoric coming from Putin that he's dug into his position and he ain't moving. He's gotten himself ready for this, obviously probably years ahead of time, because we read comments from him from years ago. He's prepared himself for years on this position he's in. So Russian oil is being shut off, Joe. They're going to shut it off. These two guys are going to have a staring contest, and they're waiting to see who blinks first. And I don't know, maybe nobody blinks for a while, Joe.
Yeah, and the problem is the economy is not going to be able to stand up. I really thought that barring this, we were going to have bad inflation, right? And I knew that before the Russia-Ukraine thing, $4 was going to happen. $4 gas was going to happen with $5 as a real possibility. Now all of a sudden we're talking about it's going to be $5 next week.
And this was going to happen anyways, Joe, but it's happening faster because Russia didn't make this happen. Russia's just making it happen faster. That's all.
And again, this is, I think the problem is already, Atlanta GDP is saying 0 GDP. I've got a bad feeling that this could force the United States into a recession hyperinflation is going on, and that's a horrible mix. That is a absolute horrible mix, and I hope I'm wrong, but I just don't see how we're going to be able to stand up with the energy prices the way they are. And you got to remember, it's just not gasoline. It's heating oil, right? It's electricity. It's all of these other things that it's causing prices. I mean, think about the blowout price in nickel. Do you know that the rise of nickel added $1,000 to every electric vehicle? $1,000, just like that, in a matter of seconds. And I think we're going to see a lot more of these. And now the problem is, if Russia defaults, and the speculation is they are going to not make their bond payment next week, then you get a 30-day window, right, before you enter into default. And the question, you got to ask the question: what banks are on the hook for all the credit default swaps, which total over $41 billion? And there's not a bank out there that can take a $41 billion loss, Jason.
No, and we've another thing we've covered. When this happens, and you said that the inflation and the circumstances that we're seeing all happening at once is very, very bad. But it's very, very good for a global monetary reset. This is a planned event, Joe. And not to this exact moment, but I mean, they want this new change. They want this digital currency. They want the world to go a certain direction. And whether Russia's having their buttons pressed or whether this is just a planned event, it doesn't really matter. They've wanted this switch, Joe. After World War II, they had to change the whole global monetary system. That was what World War II was. No matter what anyone says, that was a global monetary change. They used World War II as the it was World War II's fault. Well, now we've got COVID and we've got this Russian thing, and here comes the global monetary change.
By the way, Wall Street on parade, the Martins and Reuters reported, and I guess I did not see this, on February 28th, Citigroup has a $10 billion exposure to Russian loans. They say that Citi has one of the bigger presence in Russia, so obviously that appears like it's going to be maybe the biggest bank with the biggest exposure to Russia. So again, just a lot more stress and a lot more pressure on the system and a lot more investors running to gold. Patriot Radio News Hour. We'll be back right after the break. 800-951-0592. Crude oil's now up 9. This is the highest I've seen it today. 128 and change. Like I said, unleaded gas futures 381 now. So that'll mean that's $5 gasoline here in Phoenix. And again, overnight prices shot up between Sunday night and Monday morning, anywhere from 30 to 50 cents at the pumps. All-time record high price there. Right now, gold is if it closes right here where it's at, and gold's up $68 here. It'll be a new all-time record high close for gold right now, 2,066. Well, boy, I don't know. Oh, bam! Just. Whew, a lot of activity. Gold now up 73, $2,069. Silver up $1.50 as well. 800-951. It's crazy. 951-0592. Again, $20 gold, and I get it. This is how fast it goes. $23.50. $10 gold. $1,180. $5 gold. $670. Every single one of those prices is going up tomorrow. $40 higher on 20s, $20 higher on 10, right? $10 higher on the 5s, and that's at 2,065 gold. Gold now stretching it out here, up $78, 2,075. Silver's now up $1.60 and picking up momentum here. And the Dow's actually coming. The Dow's still negative, but it's off its lows at least, Jason.
Yeah, it's interesting what we're seeing in Russia. Their markets went down 50% last week, and then now the stock market in Russia's closed. Putin's not dumb. They had to have known that everybody. The West was going to take all the money they could out of the Russian market as quickly as possible. Then they closed it this week. So anybody that's got money on the Western world in Russia right now is probably not going to have any access to it. It's gone. You can't get to it. And why not shut those markets off last week, Joe, when they had to have been expecting this? It seems like the certain big players needed to have their chance to get out, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just another example of having money in the banks, and it's just dangerous. Gold's up 80 now, getting ready to take out 82, 83 here, back to 2077, 2078. Looks like gold's on its way to 2100 as the American Petroleum Institute blasting the White House over these drilling permits. They say there's 9,000 federal drilling permits where oil companies could drill. Of course, the oil companies said, hey, we've already picked the ones that are worth the time. and no movement. Again, I cannot believe not a word from the president about more drilling, Jason.
Yeah, exactly, Joe. And I told you this morning, I mean, just my drive to work, something's happening for sure, because those open-ended dump trucks, the 18-wheelers that have, like, dirt or manure or sugar beets, I've never seen so many trucks on the road today. Today was the most I've ever seen trucks moving around on the road. Something's moving, Joe. There are things moving very quickly right now, and I guess we're going to see what the future circumstances are going to be, Joe. I've never seen that. What are they moving? And a lot of them seem like they were empty, Joe. A lot of them look like they were empty right now.
Man, 800-951-0592. Put that gold away. It looks like 2,300 is going to be here a lot sooner than people thought, and unfortunately, it's $3,000 in the horizon here.